Hello everyone. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to use Census Bureau American Community Survey for your community needs assessment assignment. Here is some basic information. We all familiar that Census Bureau produces decennial census data which happens every 10 years. In addition, the Census Bureau produces American Community Survey, ACS, which is based on sampling and is measured annually. ACS contains 4 separate data profiles, including social, economic, housing, and demographic characteristics of the population. The ACS data is presented as estimates because it's based on sampling and presented in the forms of 1 year, 3 year, or 5 year estimates. Here I'm gonna explain a little about the differences between 1 year and 5 year estimates. ACS 1 year estimate includes information collected over a 12-month period. For example, 2019 ACS 1 year estimates is data collected between January 1st, 2019 and December 31st, 2019. This data is for areas with populations of 65,000 or more. That means for areas with population of less than 65,000, we don't have ACS 1 year estimates. One disadvantage of this data is that that's a smallest sample size and is less reliable than 3 year or 5 year data. But it has one great advantage, which is the most current data. In contrast, ACS 5 year estimate includes 60 months of collected data. For example, when we say 2015 to 2019 or 2019 ACS 5 year estimates, that means data collected between January 1st, 2015 and December 31st, 2019. This data is for all areas, including areas with 65,000 population or less. One great advantage of it is largest sample size and is the most reliable. And one disadvantage of it is that's the least current data. Just I'm going to explain for you how to find data related to your assignment or project and how to extract it. So here is a website I'm gonna use for this project, which is data.census.gov. As you see, you will come up with a box that you can use for search, and you just need to add the name of county or the geographical area that you want to collect data for it. I'm gonna use Potter County, Texas as an example. As you see, there are many tables and also maps you can see on the left side, and you can choose any of them relevant to your topic. As we mentioned before, in the instructions, you first need to contact with community informants, and based on their input, you may decide to work on any specific topic. For example, let's say for this project, let's say just as an example, we contacted a community informant and they mentioned that poverty is an issue in this county. And then I'm going to look for this topic, the topic of poverty. Here you see, I can click on view all tables. There are more than 3,000 tables. For sure, I'm not gonna use all these tables. I'm just gonna use the tables that's relevant to my topic and helpful for my project. Here you can, in the left side, you can scroll down and see different kinds of tables. Each of these items are a table. And for example, I don't need these items and I'm looking for poverty. Here you can see like school enrollment, educational attainment, and many other different topics. And here you go. The topic of poverty status in the past 12 months. This is the table I'm interested to get for my project. You see, you come up with a table in the right side, which has several columns. And at the top, you have the topic of the table, the location, and the year, which you see here, a little word product. And there is one arrow in front of it. You can open it and you see, for example, 1 year estimate, 5-year estimate, 2019, 2018, and many other time periods, and use the most recent data. And I'm going to use the 1 year estimate because this is more recent, and for this project is, I think that can be helpful. And then how I can extract the table. Just you need to right click on the table and click on the word export table. When you go on this term, you see two other options. One of them is Excel export, another one is CSV export. I recommend you to export CSV format. Why? Because in this way, you have the numbers are treated as numbers and you can play with them and you can make diagram or graph or chart. But in the Excel format, honestly, I couldn't use the numbers as numbers and I had to retype them and was not very convenient. Then I'm going to recommend you to use CSV. Let's say I click on CSV and then I downloaded the file. You can see that here and then you can play with it. But I'm not gonna show this here because the video becomes so lengthy. Okay, there is one great feature in this Census Bureau survey, which is called filter. You can see that on the left side on the top, filter. What is its function? It helps you to compare across years or across locations, and which is helpful. For example, let's say this is information for Potter County, and I'm curious to know, for example, in a neighboring county, which is like Randall County, do I have more poverty or less poverty? Then I'm gonna click on filter and click on geography, county, and then I wanna find the state of Texas. I can just search here to make that easier and click on that. And then I'm coming here. Again, I can search here and click in, type Randall County. I'm gonna choose this, and then I need to move my photo. I'm gonna click on done. You see that in the top right side. I'm clicking on done. And then here, what's happening? Before you were seeing that Potter County, the first column of the table. I'm gonna come to this arrow, horizontal arrow at the bottom, and click on it and come to the right side of your table. And as you see, here, I need to be a little faster. You can see Randall County here. You will get the same numbers you had already for Potter County. Now you have other information for Randall County, and you can compare. For example, let's say in Potter County, for example, for age group under 5 years, here we had 8,700 people who are examined for poverty. And then among them, sorry, that's my bad. It had to be in poverty table. It is gone, and then I need to come back to, okay. That's what not I'm gonna compare. I was comparing poverty and need to come back to the table of poverty. It was here. Oops. Here you go. Here. Now, for example, let's say 110,000 people are the number of population for whom poverty status is determined in the county, in Powder County. And now, and among them, let's say below poverty level, here person below poverty level, and among them 21% are below poverty level. Now I'm going to compare this to Randall County. You see here in Randall County is 134,000 population for home poverty status is determined, and among them you can see, if I move the table again to right side, I can see 9.4% found below poverty level. This means that poverty level in Powder County is more than Randall County. In Powder County was 21%, and in Randall County is 9.4%. You can add this to your community needs assessment project or assignment. This was one very helpful feature. And now I'm going to show you how you can create maps. To create maps for the topic of poverty, here you see one button which is customize table. Click on it, and then on the middle almost you see word map. Click on map. This shows both counties we chose for our analysis, which is Powder and Randall counties. And now I'm gonna show you something interesting. Before that, I need to ask your attention for the top of the map. See here, you see again the title of the map, which is population for whom poverty status is determined. And here you see data variable and little arrow here, which is very important to pay attention to this. You can open this and choose any specific kind of variable for this for poverty. For example, let's say we are interested to see the percentage of poverty among female. I'm gonna come here. See, these are total, they are numbers. And again, come down and you see these are numbers like below poverty level based on age groups and based on sex groups. And then you come down and see, for example, percent below poverty level. This is what I'm interested in. I want to see percent below poverty level among female. Here, I'm gonna choose this one. And again, I want you pay attention here. Again, product, which shows the year. And here again, you can open it and choose 5-year estimate for 2018, 2015, or whatever is important for you. And again, here it shows geographical unit, which is county, which is very important. All the time you check the top of the table and map in the Census Bureau information. Here, I'm gonna, for example, compare Potter County with the neighboring counties. How I can do that? Here it is. Okay. Here you see one icon with a hand. Click on it and select whatever you want to compare for this project. Just make sure to create a rectangle that will make you to pick and choose the counties you want. Here you see, for example, based on the legend you see in the left side, here it shows no, just a second. Here, okay, it shows no data here. That means these counties probably have less than 65,000 population, and then 1 year estimate is not gonna work. Then I'm gonna choose 5-year estimate. Here I go to product and choose 2019 ACS 5-year estimates. Then here you go. You see colors here. That means sometimes you need to go with 1-year estimates, sometimes you need to go with 5-year estimates. If the counties or geographical unit you picked have less than 65,000 populations, the map is not gonna show you information. Then be aware of it. Here, I'm gonna explain a little bit about legend. You see different colors. And based on the data variable we choose, which was percent below poverty level, we can interpret this. For example, the dark blue greenish color, it shows 12 to 21.8% below poverty level. Until you come, for example, light blue, it shows 7.1% below poverty level. And one other thing which is very important is the numbers in the right side of the legend. This number shows the number of counties. For example, 3 counties, including Potter, Deep Smith, and Hutchinson, if I'm pronouncing them correctly, have 12 to 21.8% below poverty level, which shows that's kind of critical conditions for female poverty in these 3 counties. And for example, we see like Randall has much better condition than Potter and County, and Hartley is the best one. It has the lowest poverty below poverty level, which is better condition. This was one interesting point. And let's say you might be interested to see what's going on within Potter County. You want to see which locations in Potter County has more poverty among female. Now, what we are gonna do here, instead of county, first of all, I need to deselect these counties. Oops. Okay, I cannot right click. Then I just click here, clear geos. And I'm gonna here come to geographies, and instead of county, I'm going to choose tract, which is census tract, which is smaller units. And again, I come to the icon select, the one has hand. I come here and click all the tracts in the Potter County. Here you go. And I want, for example, to see exactly which street is this location. Just you need to zoom in. When you zoom in, I'm going to click on this, then I can move it. You can zoom in until you see which streets are the borders of geographical boundaries for each of these colorful units. Now again, my legend is updated on the left side, and also now I can see the county and the county, Potter County, based on its tracts. And I can see, for example, the tract number 148, 140, and 103 and 126 are the critical tracts in which the women poverty is the highest level. And then again, when you zoom in, you can see the street names and you can identify which areas are critical areas in this county. And hope this is helpful, these maps. Something else I need to share with you is advanced search. Advanced search in this data set is something very helpful. Let's come back to census. From the, do you remember how we entered? I can make that page again. You can click on advanced search, and here you can again do search based on location, geography, topics, years, surveys, codes, and which makes your job a little easier. For example, do you remember we had 3,000 something tables? You don't need to go through all those tables to find the topic of poverty. You can just come here to topics and choose, for example, the topic of poverty here and here, and like this. Makes your life a little easier. See, for example, you come directly to find that table. You don't need to go back and do a lot of search and go through all tables to find your topic. This is all, and I hope this video is helping you to have a better community needs assessment. And please feel free to send me an email with any questions, and I'll be happy to address your questions. Thank you.